Good afternoon, listeners. Today, I am here to present topic Introduction to Operating Systems. This is Deepshikha Rai, Assistant Professor, IIMT Group of Colleges. Today, I am here to present this topic and just to give you an overview about the operating systems, its basic functionalities, the types of operating systems, and the demands in global market area. Right. So let's start with the introduction. What this operating system actually means. So an operating system is a chaos between a user and a hardware who is responsible to translate the instruction of user to a machine language without having an expertise of programmer, right? So if I talk about operating system for to understand in a layman language, I can give you one example of the restaurant system. Just we as a user, when we visit in a restaurant, what we do, the person come to us to take order for the menu, right? So the person that is waiter who comes who visit us for our order processing is uh, is working as an operating system between the user and the restaurant details, right? So in this way we can understand the operating system concept. So if I talk about the technical people, so they have the understanding of computer system, the hardware support, the system softwares and everything. So every computer system must have at least one operating system to run other program. As you can see in the diagram, this totally depicts about the hardware layer, which is like the operating system is connected with this hardware layer, and there is an application through which user can interact with the hardware. So every computer system must have at least one operating system to run other programs. Applications like browser, MS Office, Notepad, games, etc. need some environment to run and perform its tasks. So let us talk about some history of operating system. So the operating systems were first developed in late 1950s to manage tape storage. The General Motor Research Lab implemented the first operating system in early 1950s for their IBM 701 PCs. So in the mid of 1960s, operating system started to use this, and in late 1960s, the first version of the Unix operating system was developed. The first operating system built by Microsoft was DOS, that is disk operating system, and it was built in 1981 by purchasing the 86 DOS software from a Seattle company. And the present day popular operating system Windows first came into existence in 1985, which was a GUI based operating system and was paired with MS-DOS. So this was all about the history of operating system. Now, nowadays, there are n number of operating systems through which we can interact with the mobile phones, with computers, with wearable devices, etc. So let us check what are the types of operating systems. The very first type is batch operating system. As the name suggests, that this operating system must be used for group of processes. Like some computer processes are very lengthy and time consuming. To speed up the same process, and a job with a similar type of needs are grouped together to run and to execute their process. So the user of batch operating system never directly interacts with the computer. In this type of operating system, every user prepares his or her job on an offline device like a punch card and submit it to the computer operator. Now the next type is multitasking operating system. This operating system is also known as time sharing operating systems. So as the name suggests, the time sharing operating system enables people located at different terminals, or we can say it shell, to use a single computer system at the same time. The processor time means the processor means the CPU which holds the processor. So the processor time, which is shared among multiple users, is termed as time sharing. So next is multitasking. Multitasking operating system enables people located at different terminals to use a single computer system at the same time. The processor, the processor time, which is shared among multiple users, is termed as time sharing. Now, next is real-time operating system. Real-time operating system is used for different time intervals to process and respond to inputs is very small. For example, military software systems, space software systems are the real-time operating systems example. Now, let us move further towards network operating system. As you can see, this particular operating system runs on a server. It provides the capability to server to manage data, user groups, users groups, security applications, and other networking functions. Now, the next comes mobile operating system, which is widely used nowadays. So mobile operating systems are those operating systems which are especially designed to empower smartphones, tablets, and wearable devices like smartwatches, Google specs, etc. Some most famous mobile operating systems are Android and iOS, but others include BlackBerry, Web, and Watch OS, etc. Now, what are the functions of operating systems? Now, let us discuss in detail. As you can see in the diagram, there are different functions of operating system through which the system softwares could be accessed by the user. The very first function is process management. So in this particular function, what operating system does, all the process are created, deleted, or can be synchronized or communicated in a way through which the CPU could be utilized in a maximum way, right? And in memory management, all the memory tasks like memory limits, paging, everything is managed in memory. It is managed through operating functions, operating systems, and then file management, file operations like read, write, edit, delete, everything is managed under this file management function of the operating system. And what device management constitute? Device management includes all the resource utilization which has been connected to the system in internal or an external way. And the operating system also ensures the security of the system softwares by giving authentic users, by providing authentication to the users, or managing some softwares that protect the system from certain threats, right? And for job accounting, there could be accounting information which could be helpful in the job scheduling, and it also helps in secondary storage management, and it helps in networking capabilities also to configure the server to help server in responding all the queries of clients, and it also helps in coordination between other softwares and users. What are the advantages of operating systems? Operating systems are user friendly, means easy to use, anyone can use it online, and it helps to run programs. Additional it is helpful in accessing additional system softwares. It is helpful in managing computer resources. It controls hardware and software. It is cheap to buy. It is versatile, make computer useful, and it is also compatible for different games, and it can be easily upgraded or replaced. It can correct hard disk errors and others. Now let us check what are the disadvantages of operating system. Means what are the difficulties that user faces while using operating system. So it is difficult to install, it is not transferable, and a trained person is required for using these operating systems. An operating system can be attacked by virus, though it is not safe to upload files and data over the systems which are not having any protection or securities. Now, it is very expensive to troubleshoot, and in replacing the operating systems, it can cause an entire system failure from working. Now, what are 10 best operating systems which are used these days? The number one is Ubuntu. Second one is MS Windows. MS Windows is famous for the convenient usage of it, and it is like this is very much useful in personal computers. The third one is Fedora. The fourth one is Mac OS, which is the product of Apple. And the fifth one is Solaris. Sun Solaris developed this operating system, and this Chrome operating system is basically designed by Google, which is used for browsing, secure browsing features. And the next one is FreeBSD, CentOS, Debian. All these are 10 popular operating systems which are used most widely globally in this in this point of time. And now we can check what are the global operating system market. See, the global operating system market is segmented by different types. Like by operating system, if we talk about, the most widely used operating systems are Windows, Mac OS, Linux, others. By distribution channel, business to business, business to consumer. And third one, by product, Windows, Linux, Android, iOS, Mac OS, others. By device type, it could be computer, it could be mobiles. So if we talk about by the operating system, nowadays an individual is using different type of personal computers, laptops, pages, etc. So every device required operating system. So Windows are most widely used in personal computers. Mac OS are more secured. Linux is used for programming purposes, which is like most safest and open source operating system, etc. And if I talk about the distribution channel means business to business. That is for commercialization purpose, and business to consumer is like for personal computers, right? By product, it could be Windows, Linux, Android. That is most widely used these days. Means 80% of that global market is captured by Android operating system these days. And if I talk about iOS operating system, it can be used in Mac OS, in mobile phones, iPhones, different versions of iPhones. In like Mac OS, that is used in the MacBooks, that is the product of Apple, and others. And if I talk about by device type, it could be computer, it could be mobile or handheld devices, or like wearable computing devices could also be used. So if you can see in this diagram, the operating system market consists of sales of operating systems that provide operating system, which are software programs enabling computer hardware to communicate and operate with the computer software. Only goods and services, trades between entities or sold to end consumers are included. So you, in this diagram, you can check the rise in demand for computer system. This bar diagrams are showing this is the rising demand of computer systems, and this rising demand of the computer system is the main driver of the market. So this demand is reaching global operating system market. So as the demand is high, the supply is also high. So the expected growth rate through 2025 will be 12%, means that will exceed by 12%. And expected market size by 2025 will be $300, $3 billion by 2025. So all the mergers and acquisition of companies will plan to accelerate innovation by offering the next generation hybrid multi-cloud platform. So in this way, all the business applications uh, which are relying on the operating systems are open for global market reach, and the budding businesses are also relying on mobile devices these days for like featuring their business over the internet, and for growing globally to attain profit. So in this way, this operating system is like emerging in the global market, and the individual is the individual are supporting for his maximum usage. So that's all about the session. Thank you.